Okay, Coen. One thing that I would like you to work on as you engage in your deliberate practice swings, your control mode, your process-oriented swings, as opposed to when we're in the summer in flow mode competing. And it's something that you can continue to work on your own, is just what we are doing in our stride. Now, what I like is we do a good job going forward and level with our stride. Just watching from the waist down, we're in good shape. You have a good movement there. Okay? Now what we want to work on is what we're looking at up top. And as you watch Nolan Arenado take his stride, and I'm just using him with everybody just so that I've got some sort of frame of reference to talk about, and I'm just staying consistent using him. You can see how late he has his hands going back. How late he has his hands going back to toe touch. How late they go back to toe touch. How late they go back to toe touch. As you're getting into toe touch, your hands are starting to come forward. See, you're getting a movement forward with your hands just a little bit. So you're starting with your top half, and you can see how not really in the slot like Nolan Arenado is. And I would encourage you, like you can see how his top hand is a fist away from his back shoulder, and the angle of his bat is pretty much out of 45. And you can see the space that you've created between your top hand and your back shoulder and the angle of your bat. If we were to zoom in and just take a look at that, you can really see the space that's been created there. So I would encourage, as you're taking dry reps and engaging in deliberate practice, to really try to feel that idea that my hands are going back on my stride. My hands are going back on my stride. My hands are going back on my stride. You get going back, but see, you reach your furthest point back, and now you start to come forward as your foot comes down. See how early your hands get back in your stride, and now you're just starting to come forward, and that just kind of burn that visual into your head, about what that looks like there compared to that. Again, talking about the spacing between the top hand and your back shoulder and the angle of your bat. Because as you get this motion forward, or just off a little bit as your stride foot's coming down, that motion with your top half, as we get into immediate preparation where your heel hits, you can see how you've started to create, like, it's still not bad as far as being back, but you've created a lot of space in there. Whereas you look at Arenado, who is going back with his hands to toe touch, when we get his heel down, you can see how his hands are still back and how he's still perfectly slotted there. So our end result is, as we have to try to come back in, we get more of an around type of action, whereas Arenado is able to get that length long through. We get a little bit around, and it's just because of how we set ourselves up early. So again, to review, very good from the waist down movement. Just watching from the waist down, that's a great movement on your stride, the way that you're able to get your weight off of your back leg. Now, if we can sync up the top half so that we're going back a little later and take out that move, that move, that move, that move, so that nothing has moved forward until, boom, right there. That should be your first movement forward. And you can see as your heel's coming down how your swing is set up to be around, versus Arenado, who goes back late to toe touch, back late with his hands to toe touch, then again seeing how he's much more slotted, how he's got his top hand a fist away from his back shoulder, so when his heel comes down into immediate preparation, how he's in a position to go more straight to the ball.